it's Laura here from iHeart Planners, and I am super excited to have a special guest here on my channel today. I have Corina from Frump Fighters, and I absolutely love what she does and how she helps people. So Corina, I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's so fun. Yeah, so my name is Corina Holden, and I run a website called Frump Fighters, and it's basically a simplified fashion for moms community that just makes fashion a lot easier for us after having babies. And so I started that about 4 years ago, and I have 3 boys and another one on the way, and live in Washington State. So I just kind of do it when they're sleeping, work on the website. And yeah, it's turned into this really fun community of moms that are coming together around something that it's kind of a frustration silently for a lot of us, but yeah, I just wanted to make it a lot easier for us to access. So
yeah, and I want to say that I just love that message so much, because I know, I talk a lot about organizing and productivity, and I think an often overlooked part of that is how much more put together you feel and how much more productive you are when you just feel good about the way you look and you feel put together. I mean, it makes such difference. And I think especially for people who stay at home a lot, which now with the pandemic is a lot of people.
Yeah.
You feel like, well, no one really sees me. I don't really go anywhere. And then you tend to just gravitate toward, well, let's just wear our general loungy wear and no makeup and all that kind of stuff. And that just, it tends to make me feel like more mopey. And like, once I put on something that I feel really good in, I am like, okay, let's go do this. Let's tackle this. I just think it makes
Yeah, exactly.
a difference. So it's important. Yeah, I think it's important for so many reasons. So I'm super excited that we get to talk about this. And I know for me, I just feel overwhelmed with fashion. Like, I'm not a fashion person at all. I never have been. I'm like, well, we need to wear clothes, so let's do that. So I am super excited to have guidance, and I love how what you teach is so easy. Like, it's not complicated or hard, and I love how it just works for anybody. So let's go ahead and tell me what got you started thinking about your wardrobe. Like, what led you to that, and what led you to starting Frump Fighters?
Yeah, well, like you, I never thought of myself as a fashionable person. Like, it never came to me easy. So when I was thinking about starting a blog, when I became a stay-at-home mom, that was something I realized that was a frustration for me, and that would really fuel. It just was really interesting for me to figure out how to make it easier, and it would keep me really busy for a while. So that's what got me started on it. And I couldn't find blogs or websites online that would break down fashion in a really easy to apply way for most of us that aren't fashion savvy. And we just, we want to get dressed, we want to look nice, but beyond that, we just don't know how things are, what makes an outfit look nice, and that, what should I have in my wardrobe and that kind of thing. So I find a lot of fashion blogs, but they were just, people saying, this is what I'm wearing and copy it and you'll look nice. It's just like, I don't want to just buy single outfits. I want to figure out how on a budget friendly, family budget, I can have clothes and just look put together. And it seemed effortless for a lot of moms. So I figured if some moms got it, I need to figure that out. What do they have figured out? So that's what got me started on it. And I just was committed to every single blog post I wrote needed to be super simple and step-by-step, and this is how we do it. And so I just started researching and figuring out what is really the fastest way to get to that goal of feeling confident in how you dress. And it, just took off from there.
All right. I love that story. And I have to say, I wish I had run across your information sooner, because for me, I kind of had this aha moment probably 4 or 5 years ago after I had 2 kids close together. And I just realized one day, all of a sudden, I think my son was maybe 4 months old. And I realized, I looked in my closet, that there was not one thing in there that I actually liked. I just had to wear stuff that worked. And every single thing was yeah, you know, it's a little too baggy, or it's a little too this, or that color is really ugly. And I was like, what? Why? And so I
I
went
know.
on a mission to help myself at least get some items that I liked and I felt good in. But I didn't have someone like you to guide me. So I was like spending all this time and money, you know, trying things out and buying things that ended up not really
Yeah.
being the best. Like I had to try a lot of things. So I feel like, you know, having guidance um, in that is so amazing. And we kind of already talked about this a little bit, but what to you are the benefits of kind of leveling up your wardrobe, especially right now when I know a lot of us are staying home because of the pandemic, or maybe there's a lot of people watching who are like full-time moms who stay at home a lot. What are the benefits of putting effort into how we dress?
Well, yeah, I think it is indisputable like fact that most of the moms in our community would agree to is they feel so much better when they get dressed. And it doesn't have to be a perfect outfit, you know, they don't have to do their makeup like super nice, but just putting a little bit of effort, it's psychologically, it totally switches on that like game on, you know, I'm ready for the day. And I think it's especially important for those of us that stay home because it's just easy, like when we don't see that many people, it's easy to assume it's not important to get dressed. But we're forgetting what it's doing to us and it's really affecting us negatively. So that's just been an amazing thing to see the way it improves people's moods. It's just like this practical thing that getting dressed can do for you. And so I think through the blog, I tried to simplify the process of getting put together so that it's actually doable on a daily basis. And, you know, I definitely have off days. I think psychologically, it's important to realize like the way you dress is how you show up. And so if I want to relax and I want to have just a day off, like I'm not going to get all super dressed up. And when I say super dressed up, I mean like just a basic put together outfit. I probably won't do my hair super nice or makeup, but I'll wear some loungewear that's comfy and cute, but it's like relaxed, right? It's stretchy material because I want to show up to be relaxed. But if I want to show up to be productive and just be there for the kids and get lots of things done and have a great like productive mood, then I need to dress for that and just show up like that's my intention, even if we don't see anyone else, any other adult other than our spouse, you know, it really is, it makes a huge difference. So it's really a practical reason, you
Yes,
know, that
I love
impacts so
that.
many important things. Yeah.
That's so true. Now, at the end, in just a few minutes, we are going to get to sharing an awesome resource for anyone who really wants to get started with this. But even before we get there, what would you say is really just the first step if someone is wanting to improve in this area?
Yeah, I think the first thing, and you kind of touched on it when you said you had that aha moment where like you went into your closet and you just did not love the stuff in there. I think the first step is decluttering our closets. And you can do that before you even look at a list of things that you should have in your wardrobe, before you have any clue of what you should have in there, because the one criteria you need to use is, do I like this? You know, do I feel good when I put this on, when you're deciding what to keep in your closet? And just doing that will help moms get rid of that stuff that they don't like the color, they don't like the fit, or maybe it just doesn't fit them right now, right after having a baby or whatever the case. And they're either gonna donate it, you know, get it out of the house, or you can archive it if it's like a pretty good piece, but it doesn't fit you right now, or you just can't decide about it. You just archive it, you put it in another closet or in another box and decide later. But the point is to get it out of view in your closet, because I think for me, a lot of times I had a hard time decluttering and getting rid of stuff because I had this illusion of having options, and I didn't want to like get rid of the few good clothes that I had. And I realized like it's just better to narrow down to those few clothes that I actually feel good in, so that first of all, like when I decide what I'm going to wear and I have to make that decision, there's not all this clutter, right, that you have to sort through. And second of all, I know that I'm going to like something that I pull out of my closet, so I don't have to think twice about it or change multiple times later. And then the other benefit is when you do go shopping and when you do develop a plan for like what gaps do I need to fill, it's going to be clear what those gaps are. Because if we just have a bunch of stuff in there we don't know, and we end up buying a lot of the same kinds of stuff, like each of us has those comfort items that we tend to go for when we're, browsing Target or whatever, and we tend to get a lot of that one thing. For me, it was definitely tops. For some people, it's shoes or whatever, but we probably don't need more of that. There's some other things that would really be key in our wardrobe. And so decluttering is definitely that first step that anyone can do, just based on, do I like this? Does it fit me right now? Does it deserve that real estate in my closet right now? And it's going to make a big difference.
And I know all of us love that decluttering. It's always the first step in pretty much anything. And it does make a big difference, because when I go in my closet and I see things that like, oh, I really want to wear that. It's really cute, but it really is like too tight at the sleeves and it really bothers me. Or that makes me feel bad. Or when I'm like, oh, that's what I'm going to wear someday when I lose 15 pounds. And that makes me feel bad. It doesn't make me feel good. And then I have to sort through all of these things. So I think that is a great first step in anything. And it's so easy. Like, it doesn't cost any money. It doesn't take that much time. And you're right. Even before you go to the list, most of us know in the back of our head, like, oh, that needs to go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what needs to go. So I like that. Now, one thing that I know that you talk about is creating a like wardrobe color scheme for yourself. So can you tell me kind of how that works? And also, I'm really curious, because this is kind of me, what would you say to people who are like, I don't really have an eye for color?
Well, I would disagree. I think you have a really great eye for color. I love your color scheme with your website and everything. But yeah, so color schemes are something that I realized early on really made a difference in helping your clothes mix and match. So after you've decluttered your closet, then you're kind of ready to start planning what gaps you need to fill in your closet, in your wardrobe, and having a plan for what the colors will be really ensures that everything you end up buying is going to mix and match with the stuff you already have and anything you buy in the future. So it helps our purchases go further, and that we actually end up using them. We use them in multiple ways. And that's the cool thing about decluttering. Like, you're clear on what you need to get. And then when you have a color scheme, you're also clear on what colors you need to get it in. So it really makes shopping a lot simpler. So for a lot of us, like, I personally love shopping, but a lot of people really hate it. Like, they hate the experience of having to try things on in the fitting room. So to narrow that down so much to, I need these kinds of pieces and these kinds of colors, and that's all I need to try on, really helps remove the overwhelm from shopping. But like, yeah, let's get back to the color scheme. So what that is basically choosing a set of colors that you're gonna mostly stick to with what you have in your closet and what you add to your closet. So I recommend starting with some basic neutrals, and some people like to have just neutrals, like, blacks and grays and navies, or some of the warmer tones like brown and taupe, or, beige. And that's pretty much all that they have in their closet. And, everything mixes and matches. If that's their personality, that works great. You'll see a lot of the sort of Parisian French capsules have that minimalist neutral color scheme. So some people love that, and that definitely works. I personally love color. So I try to figure out how can you have lots of color in your wardrobe without stuff clashing all the time. So after you figure out what neutrals you want to have in your wardrobe, which most work together. I mean, like, you're not necessarily going to wear navy and black together, but those neutrals are going to work with any of the colors that you have. And so you can be pretty liberal with what neutrals you have. Then you can add some of those splashes of color, like you're wearing some hot pink on your earrings. And so if you find that you really like that color, that can be one of your main accent colors. And then you just need to think, what is another color that would look kind of cute in the same outfit? And one really cool sort of secret about the way, how you can know that a color is going to look good with another one is that they share the same properties. So like a hot pink is really bright and saturated. So if you pick another color that's also bright and saturated, it's probably going to look good in the same outfit. So like a turquoise or an aqua blue, a bright yellow can look really fun together. So, you can add as many or as few colors as you want. But once you have that purpose, then what's really cool is we have a list of the kinds of like pieces you should look for to have in your wardrobe. Some of them have a pattern to them, and some of them are solid. But what's cool is when you have a color scheme, your solid pieces are gonna go well in the same outfit with your pattern pieces because of the color scheme. So it really simplifies things, and that's basically what a color scheme is. A lot of people get really caught up in this because they want to make it perfect and they want to plan the perfect set of colors, but it's really a work in progress. You know, you start somewhere. I recommend starting with one color that you really love in addition to neutrals, and then you add from there based on what you see looks good. Oh, and another tip I would give for someone who feels like they don't have an eye for color, most people have found like a print of some sort, like a scarf or a skirt or something that they really are drawn to, like they just love the way it looks. So you could base your color palette off of that print. So a lot of moms in our community will like find a scarf or something that they really love, and then they'll just pull out colors from that scarf, and they know that they work well together because they look nice in that print. And that can be sort of your basis for a color scheme to get started. So that could help a lot.
Yeah, that's a really great idea to take something that you already know that you like and kind of use that as a basis. And I love that it kind of gives you some way of organizing your clothes and of kind of not being so overwhelmed when you go to shop and there's so many options. And yeah, and I totally, for me, before I had the kind of that like epiphany a few years ago, I was afraid to wear anything colorful. I was afraid to wear any prints. I guess I just thought everything needed to be like really neutral and blend in. And well, I think those things can be very beautiful. I really like bright colors and feeling cheerful. And I realized like, hey, there's no rules that say that I can't wear something bright and fun. And so, yeah, I love that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think the key is just to realize you're not necessarily going to wear all of your colorful pieces in the same outfit. Like you're wearing a neutral black and you're wearing neutrals in your hair. So you've got the white with the black polka dots, and those are all neutrals. And so you can add that pop of color and it looks great. So even if you only bring in colors in your jewelry or your accessories, that can make it fun without having to worry about, does this top go with this pair of pants or whatever. So that's another easy way to bring in color. But I totally agree. And I think before, my goal was actually to diversify and like buy as many colors as possible I didn't already have. So like if I didn't already have orange in my wardrobe, I'm like, okay, when I go shopping today, I need to find something in orange because I always buy blue or I always buy whatever. But the problem was I just had this like rainbow of colors in all these different shades, and the colors just didn't go together. And so nothing mixed and matched. And I was actually working against myself. I had fewer options for what to wear together than more. So it's nice to have like a set number of colors that you know work together. You can have lots of them, but you know it's going to blend, you know.
Yeah, that totally makes sense now that you mention it, because I do think sometimes we think, well, we have to go buy like what we don't already have something similar. But like my closet, like the pink section, I have like 10 pink shirts. I wear them all. I love them. And I wear them a lot more. Like I don't think I own anything orange. Like, you know, I would wear those a lot more than if I bought like, try to touch every single color of the rainbow. That really does make a lot of sense. I hadn't thought about it that way as much, but yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, because once you find something that you like, why not? And it does make it look a lot better together, because you know, certain colors are always going to go together, rather than, okay, you've always got that situation where you have like one shirt or skirt, but you can't find anything to go with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not helpful. So now, can you explain to us a little bit about how wardrobe formulas work? I know that's something that you talk about. What is that, and how does that work?
Yeah, I really tried to turn everything that I researched and then turn it into a system for all of us to implement. And so I love the idea of a formula, because it's just plug and play, and anyone can try it and have the same results. So there's a couple of ways that we use formulas. First of all is in what pieces to have in your wardrobe. So we have some basic lists that people can, that, you know, would be helpful for a mom who just needs that casual wardrobe figured out. Like for me, I when I became a stay-at-home mom, my best clothes were business attire, you know, because I was a receptionist and then I was a project manager, and I had business wear. But for home, I just didn't have that many options. I didn't like what I had to wear. So this list is specifically for casual wear for when you're home or doing errands, you know, just daily life, so that you can really feel put together. And so that just helps to simplify, you know. The other thing about the list that I write is I make sure that we have the right sort of ratio of color to neutral pieces, so that, you know, like when you throw together an outfit from this list, like it would look like what you're wearing now, where it works. You've got color in it, but it doesn't clash because the right pieces are in color. And then the next part of the formula is actually just breaking down how do you put all the pieces in this wardrobe together. So a lot of people are familiar with the capsule wardrobe. For some people, it means like this tiny limiting thing. Some people think it means like it's just simple. And basically, I like to use the term wardrobe framework. It's just having that list of things. It's kind of like a capsule wardrobe, but it doesn't have to be small. It's just a list of things, and you can have multiples in each category or whatever. But then taking those and figuring out like how do you then create all the ways that you can mix and match those pieces into outfits, and that would be like an outfit formula. And so, you know, you just write down, okay, so like the black or neutral dress that you're wearing, plus colorful earrings, plus a headband, you know, plus sandals or plus flats, and then you've got one kind of outfit. And then you can take that same dress and wear it with a denim jacket and a necklace instead of earrings. And so just kind of mixing and matching, and it helps us to branch out and actually use our pieces in all these different ways. And it also just saves on mental capacity, because in the morning you don't have to figure out like, how am I going to combine my pieces? It's just literally follow the map and what it tells you to put, you know, together. So that's kind of what a formula is. It helps you to amplify your options without having to really think about it.
Yeah, I love that idea. And you're so right. Like this one piece can work in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So I feel like maximizing what you get out of it, and even just having a framework, like I might not have thought without looking at the framework that I could pair this with like a jacket or something and make it look, kind of give it a different look than if I just wore it on its own and those kind of things. So I think that
yeah,
some kind
I don't think we have the mental capacity to figure that out. You know, we just have so much going on with kids that it just needs to be simpler. So having it written down really, really helps.
All right. And I know that you have an awesome tool to help us with this. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I have that here too. So this sort of includes everything that I've talked about. It's got that wardrobe framework. And so we give examples of the kinds of pieces that moms should look for to have in their wardrobe, just to have that, you know, diverse wardrobe. And there's a version of the list that is really minimal, you know, and for people who love, you know, just essentialism and minimal closets, or you can, you know, double on that or even triple on that. It's kind of just a framework to follow, and you make it your own. And we teach you how to, you know, create your color scheme. So we've got a blank template there, and just we show you through this, you know, how to figure out what colors are going to look good together, what colors look good on you for your color tone and your hair, complexion, and everything. And then we take all those pieces and break it down into those sort of formulas of what to put together and the different ways that you can wear the pieces so that it's done for you. And we even include style notes if you're like, how exactly do you layer that so it doesn't look weird? And then in the back, so there's 374 of these outfit combinations that you can create from this basic list of pieces. And so we break each one of them down with visuals. It's a really thick book. And in the back, we show how each of these outfits then looks like on a real mom. And so we have, I think, like 18 or 20 different, just real moms that are wearing each of these outfit formulas. And so you can see different body shapes and types, what it would actually look like on a real person. So it's basically just trying to simplify and break it down. And we also added a new thing that's like an add-on to the book. And this is a calendar, which we just updated for 2021. And it takes all the outfits and the formulas, but it puts them into the whole year so that like you have an outfit to wear for each day of the year, and you don't even have to go to your book and choose one. It's just like, hey, today this is the formula it's assigned, and pull the pieces and put it on, and that's it. And so moms love that. And I that's what I use on the daily basis just to decide. So I don't have to decide what to wear, and I just can actually, like, there's no repeats in the outfits that you wear, but you're just mixing and matching your pieces in different ways. So right. Yeah, that's kind of the tools.
Of course, we have a link to this down below, along with a limited time coupon code that you can use to get a little discount on this. I just want to say a little bit about this. So I keep this actually in my closet so that, you know, I can reference it when I'm getting ready. And I love how you can just get all the pieces and know that you have everything. It's just such an organized way. But what I think is so unique about this that I have never seen done before that makes a huge difference to me is that, like, not only are you seeing all the formulas, but like she mentioned, you actually get to see the outfits on real people. And that makes such a difference from just seeing like the different pieces. So you can see what they really do look like. And I also appreciate that the pictured outfits, it's not just on one person. So it's not like they're just on you. There's a variety of different people of different ages. I think there's even a maternity one and like different body types and sizes, so that it actually gives us an idea of what it could look like on us. And so I love that. I have just not seen that done. And even when I go to the clothing websites, you know, and you're shopping, they're on actual models who probably don't look a whole lot like me, and B, they're like in a modelly pose, not in such a realistic, like, hey, this is what it really looks like if I just snapped a picture with my phone right before I went out. So I love that. That is so unique and really, really helpful. So I think this is a great resource and a starting point. It just really has everything you need. Like, if you get this, then you don't really need anything else. Like, it tells you what you need. You don't have to go scouring Pinterest and Google and reading a whole bunch of stuff. So I love that. It's like an all-in-one resource. Now, when people click that link, tell us a little bit about, do they have the option to get it digitally? Is it just a physical? Tell us kind of what the options are and what they can choose.
Yes. So, so your options are to get it digital, and you get, it doesn't only come with the, if you get a digital, it would be an ebook, but it also comes with like a mini course that walks you through things like how to pick your color scheme and that kind of thing. It comes with a web app that allows you to sort the outfits based on what you want to wear. So if you want to figure out, hey, how do I wear this black maxi dress in multiple ways, then you can sort by that and see all the different outfit formulas. You can give them a try. So it comes with that. And yeah, just a couple other tools, and they're all online based. And then you have the option to also add that print copy that we were showing for an additional charge, but you get all the tools all together, whether you add the print or not.
Yeah, so
and
everybody
you can always add the print later too.
All the digital tools, and then this is optional if you want it like printed for you, which I think is really nice, because I know a lot of us, it's just easier if we have it already printed, and you don't have to mess with printing it all. Or if you're just like, hey, I always have my phone or whatever iPad with me in my closet, then you know, you can totally just do the digital version. So I love that, and that it comes with like a course and everything. So it comes with really everything that you need. So be sure that you go to the link below, and we will have the coupon code available for you and the expiration date. So go ahead and check on that, and you can get yourself your own outfit guide so you are ready to go and start feeling good about the way that you look. So thank you so much for this. Are there any parting thoughts that you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I just want to encourage moms, if you feel like you are just, you don't have an eye for style and you're fashionably challenged, that was exactly me. And you can learn your way out of that just using these basic steps. And you'll see that there's also, we have a Facebook community that people join when they get this book. And it's just moms that are along with you trying to figure this out and learn. And you see the real results, like month after month, they get so good at putting their pieces together and looking so stylish. And the transformation is especially in their like psychology. They feel so much more confident and happy, and like worthy. And it's just funny, all the ways that how we dress impacts us. So it's a pretty cool transformation.
All right. I love that. Thank you so much.